I apologize. Now, a lot of my videos at some point are going to be repetitive. So that's to be expected. But when I repeat myself in a relatively short period of time, it makes me want to offer an apology. As you know, the video I did, just 2 or 3 videos ago, I just did a video where I talked about taking all you bitter, resentful black pill motherfuckers and putting you on something called Incel Island. This is going to be somewhat of a repeat of that video. This is going to be somewhat of a repeat of that video, even though that was just like 2 or 3 videos ago. Man, I'm going to just say it, man. I'm going to go in. Yeah, I think y'all already know. I'm going to go. Man, I'm really tired of you black pill motherfuckers, man. I really am, man. And I would prefer y'all just stop watching me. Now, here's what's going to make this admonishment unique, somewhat unique. Typically, when I admonish guys, I'm only usually admonishing men who I tend to put in the category of my haters and critics. My haters and critics. But I tend to pretty much exclude the men who I feel are my genuine, loyal followers, enthusiastic followers, and even more specifically, my Patreon subscribers. I tend to exclude them from my admonishments and angry rants because those are the guys who obviously usually show me the most love and respect. But this admonishment is going to include at least a small, not a large, just even a small percentage of my loyal followers and my Patreon subscribers. Because I received a note from a guy who unsubscribed yesterday. After my video yesterday, I had a guy unsubscribe from me yesterday because of my video. Well, actually, I had about 4 or 5 guys that unsubscribed to me yesterday. Now, all of them didn't say it was because of my video. But I do find it interesting because normally the only time I have multiple people unsubscribe from my Patreon page is usually in the last 2 to 3 days of the month. Now, that's happened quite a few times. At the end of the month, I'll both lose people and gain new people. Lose people and gain new people. So if it was July 29th, July 30th, or July 31st, I wouldn't be surprised if I lost 3 or more people from my Patreon page. Because again, that happens, if not every month, every other month. But yesterday, do you know I lost no less than 4 and as many as 5 people? Yeah. I lost as many as 5 subscribers from my Patreon page yesterday. Now again, not all of those 5 who left said it was specifically because of my video. But I did have at least one who did. One, he acknowledged it was because of my video. He said, Alan, he said, I got your books. And he said, I love your books. I'm going to get to this in a second, too, because he said something interesting. He said, I love your books, The Possibility of Sex and the Beta Male Revolution. You notice he left 2 books out. He didn't say I love Mode 1. He didn't say I love Who Said Again. He said, I love your books, The Possibility of Sex and the Beta Male Revolution. He said, with all due respect, he said, man, I'm starting to feel like you slowly but surely starting to become purple pill, man, with all this pro-marriage talk. He said, man, that ain't why I followed you, man. I didn't know you were so pro-marriage, man. I thought you were one of the leaders out here who believed that the idea of true love and romance was total bullshit. I thought that's what you believed. I thought that's why you wrote the Beta Male Revolution. He said, but you, in my impression of you, from some of your recent videos, you're slowly but surely starting to become purple pill instead of red pill. Really now. Insert dog face here. And on yesterday's video, I apologize. I said insert dog face here, and then I forgot to put the dog. Now, it's in my Patreon version. If you watch the Patreon version of yesterday's video, the dog face is in there. But if you watch the free version, I actually forgot to put the dog face in there. But yeah, man. Now, see, I don't even want to repeat myself from the video I just did yesterday, but I do have to, at least, if only for a few seconds, repeat it. I don't know what you think you read in my book, The Possibility of Sex or The Beta Male Revolution, but nowhere in those two books did I ever say that I was anti-marriage. I've been a book author since 1999 for 20 years. I've been a dating coach since at least 2006, 2007. There's never been one time when I've ever said I was totally 100% anti-marriage. I've never ever said that. And I don't know where guys are getting this from. In the last 2 or 3 weeks, I've had a decent number of guys. Not a lot, but at least a good number. I'd say at least no less than 8 to 10 guys, if not more, that have been suggested to me saying stuff like, Alan, you've changed. It seems like you're changing your views. In so many words, they're saying stuff like, Alan, before you were anti-marriage, but now it seems like you're encouraging men to get married. I was never anti-marriage. I've never, ever been anti-marriage. Now see, what y'all are confusing is I frequently have pointed out some of the flaws about marriage, some of the misconceptions about marriage. So maybe y'all misinterpreted that as me saying, or as being anti-marriage, but I've never verbatim said no man should ever get married. You've never heard me utter those words. I've never said no man should get married. The closest I've come to saying that a man shouldn't get married is specifically beta male types. Now, I have said basically, if you're a guy who's a very naive, delusional, no backbone, wimpy, overly eager to please beta male type motherfucker, then yeah, that's the one type of guy I have generally said you shouldn't get married, because you're going to end up getting fucked over. You're going to end up getting fucked over. If you're a guy who's a naive, delusional, no backbone, passive, overly accommodating, overly lenient, overly eager to please women, type of guy that's going to frequently put women on a pedestal, type beta male, then no. I would say, generally speaking, you shouldn't get married unless you plan on being a woman's cuckold. You're ready to be a woman's cuckold or a woman's bitch. Now, some men want to be a woman's bitch. If you're ready to be a woman's bitch and you can handle that, then yeah, go ahead and get married. But otherwise, you shouldn't get married, because you're going to get fucked over. You're going to get fucked over. But for guys who got backbone, strong backbone, who are generally what I would call either a total alpha male or alpha male with beta traits, I ain't never discouraged those type of guys from getting married. If you're going to be the definite leader in your relationship, in marriage, and even more so than a leader, a flat out dictator in your relationship or marriage, then those two types of guys, I don't have a problem with them getting married, because I know they're going to run shit. See, marriage ain't a problem when you run shit. Marriage ain't a problem when you're running shit. That's what a lot of you guys don't understand. Marriage ain't a problem when you're running shit. I caught a video. Now, a lot of people, I'm sure, are going to be surprised by the title of this video, because it mentions somebody that, as most people know by now, I had a parting of ways with. In some respects, a rather acrimonious parting of ways with. Rather acrimonious parting of ways with. And that's, of course, with the editor-in-chief of the Negro Manosphere, Oshay Duke Jackson. Now, I don't have any ill feelings towards Oshay Duke Jackson. He might have ill feelings towards me, but if you go back to my past commentary, I never really had any what I would call ill feelings towards him. He just did something that I didn't like. I called him out on it on my video, and then I left it alone. And everything else that happened after that was on his end. I don't want to rehash that drama. I've already buried that. But even though he and I had fallen out, I'm very objective-minded, and if somebody speaks the truth that I agree with, then I'm a co-sign with it, even if me and that person are not cool anymore. And yeah, one of my followers sent me a link to this video he did called, damn, now I'm forgetting the title, so I'm going to be paraphrasing the title. But it's something like, all you men who think everything that a man does that's reasonably nice to a woman is being representative of simping need to shut the fuck up. I got to say amen to Oshay Duke Jackson for doing that video. I got to say amen to Oshay Duke Jackson for doing that fucking video. Because, man, since I've gotten on you, now you notice that's not a term I really use in my books. I've used it in one or two of my speaking of Negro Manosphere, I've used it in one or two of my Negro Manosphere articles, but I don't use that word at all in any of my books. Because, I always talk about ownership of terminology. People who I feel either created a term, or if not created a term, popularized the term. I don't really like to use too many terms that other people created or popularized, because I feel like that's their shit. And for me, simp, one reason I don't use that in my books, I associate that term with Tariq Nasheed. Tariq Nasheed was the first person I heard use the term simp. I wouldn't necessarily say he created that. I don't think he created that term. But I would say he was arguably the one who popularized that term. He was the first person I heard use the term simp multiple times. Back in around 2005, 2006, 2007. He used to always use the term simp. I would say there was nobody else I heard use the term simp as much as Tariq Nasheed. So I kind of look at that term as his term. I look at that as his terminology. I know some people would say that's now kind of general manosphere terminology, but to me, Tariq Nasheed was the first one who popularized the term simp. Just like I have my own terminology, like wholesome pretenders, erotic hypocrites, manipulative time wasters. That's Alan Roger Currie shit. That ain't general manosphere terminology. That's Alan Roger Currie shit. I own those terms. Those are copyrighted trademark terms of mine. Yeah, man, I would say over the last 2.5 years that I've been on YouTube, I've heard so many men distort the term simp. It ain't even funny. And this is basically what Oshay Duke Jackson said in his video. So in a way, I'm kind of repeating a lot of stuff he said, but it needs to be repeated. Guys have just distorted that term. Like, I think the most incredible distortion I've heard of that term. I remember in 2017, when I was beefing with Mumia Obsidian Ali, some of his followers actually define a simp as any guy who pursues pussy. And I'm not even joking. You would think I'm making it up. Literally, some of his followers at the time, they actually categorized. They said, oh man, if you're a guy that goes out looking to get laid with women, you a simp. Nigga. Are you serious? I mean, seriously? Nigga. And you know I ain't using the N-word. Nigga. Are you serious? heterosexual. If you heterosexual and you ain't trying to get laid, why the fuck are you on earth? Why are you here? I'ma just forget about women. I'ma just focus on my purpose. Why are you focusing on your purpose if you ain't trying to get laid? Why? Nigga. Yeah, some of you motherfuckers, man, pussy means everything. You goddamn right it does. Pussy means everything to me. Yeah, I said it. Pussy means everything to me. Shit, you goddamn right it does. If that makes me a simp, put me in the Simp Hall of Fame, motherfucker. Put me in the Simp Hall of Fame, motherfucker, if that makes me a simp. Hell yeah, I'm a pussy-driven individual. Shit, if my dick stopped working tomorrow, I tell God I'm ready to go. I ain't even saying that jokingly. If my dick stopped working tomorrow, I'd pray to God and say, okay, God, I'm ready to come home. I'm ready to join you. I'm ready to come home. Shit. Motherfuck, hell yeah, man, I'm a pussy-driven individual. You're damn right I am. Read Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Napoleon Hill breaks it down. He breaks it down in one of his chapters. He basically says, I'm paraphrasing words, but he said the number one thing that motivates any heterosexual man to want to achieve career success and financial success is so they can do one of two things, if not both. Is so they can either increase the quantity of their sex partners and or improve the quality of their sex partners. That's what Napoleon Hill basically says in the book, his classic self-help book, Think and Grow Rich. He said that's the single most thing that motivates any man who's heterosexual to achieve academic success, career success, and financial success. Is either the desire to increase the quantity of their sex partners and or the desire to improve the quality of their sex partners. Or both. Hell yeah, I'm pussy driven. And these niggas had the nerve to say that was representative of being a simp. So you want to be a monk. That's your life goal, to be a monk. Or to fuck sex dolls for the rest of your life. Or to resort to fucking nothing but street prostitutes, professional call girls, and upscale erotic escorts for the rest of your life. Good luck. Good luck. Alan Roger Currie wishes you good luck then, motherfucker. I wish you good luck. If your aspiration is to either be a monk, where you just gonna avoid having sex with women altogether, so I've heard some guys talking about they only gonna have sex with some newfangled, new technology sex dolls, and they gonna say fuck women, they gonna fuck sex dolls. Or they just gonna resort to a life of tricking. Having sex with street prostitutes, professional call girls, and erotic escorts. I ain't gonna hate on you. I just say good luck. But that ain't a lifestyle for Alan Roger Currie. I want pussy. And I don't want sex worker pussy. I don't want street prostitute pussy. I don't want call girl pussy. I don't want erotic escort pussy. I want genuine pussy. Genuine pussy. Which is the pussy that probably 97, 98% of the pussy I've gotten in my life has been. Genuine pussy. And that's what I'm in a career as a dating coach to do, is to help men get genuine pussy. I'm not in a career as a dating coach to help men become a monk. I'm not in a career as a dating coach to help men fuck sex dolls. And I'm not in a career to help men have sex with nothing but street prostitutes, professional call girls, and erotic escorts. That ain't what I'm in a career to do. Most of y'all don't know what a simp is, man. Y'all know what a simp is. Again, I had motherfuckers say if you pursue women to have sex with them, that makes you a simp. If you take a woman out on a date, you a simp. If you give a woman a compliment, you a simp. Basically, if you do anything that's considered nice to a woman, if you make a woman your girlfriend, you a simp. If you propose marriage to a woman, you a simp. If you tell a woman you love her, you a simp. Nigga. And again, my brother hates when I use the N-word. I even halfway hate when I use the N-word this much. But I just gotta say it, nigga. And when I say nigga, I'm not even exclusively talking to nothing but you black men either. My niggas is non-discriminatory. I'm talking to some of you non-black dudes out there when I say nigga. That's right, I'm talking to some of you white dudes, some of you Asian dudes, some of you Hispanic dudes who have these black pill attitudes and black pill mindsets. I'm talking to y'all when I say nigga. What the fuck is wrong with you? Here's what a true simp is. I'm going to give you the true definition. And I think if Oshay Duke Jackson already gave this definition, then yeah, I'm just essentially repeating what he said. But again, as I said already, if I am repeating essentially everything he said, it needs to be repeated. Because again, even though me and Oshay, we've parted ways, but I give him props and kudos on that video he did. That video was a much needed video, man. Yeah, he did a video where he said, man, he said, all y'all who think everything that you do nice for a woman is representing simping, y'all need to just shut the fuck up. Here's the two basic definitions of a true simp. Number one, a simp is a guy who spends a lot of time with women, spends a lot of money on women. He treats women to breakfast, lunch, and dinner. He might even buy them little gifts from time to time. But he ain't in no romantic relationship with these women. He ain't in no sexual relationship with these women. He's basically allowing himself to be used for a combination of his non-sexual time, attention, and companionship, and allowing himself to be used and exploited for his financial resources and material possessions. That's the number one definition of a simp. That's a simp. That's the true definition of a simp. That's the number one definition of a simp. Is when you are knowingly and voluntarily allowing women to use you and exploit you for your non-sexual time, attention, and companionship, and or use you and exploit you for your financial resources and material possessions, but you ain't getting no pussy out the deal. You ain't getting no long-term pussy, you ain't getting no short-term pussy, you ain't getting no monogamous pussy, you ain't getting no non-monogamous pussy out the deal. All you getting is platonic friendship out the deal. That's the number one definition of a simp. The second most common and legitimate definition of a simp is a guy who's married to a woman or in a long-term romantic relationship with a woman, and he's basically knowingly and voluntarily allowing the woman to wear the pants in the relationship or marriage. The woman is the dominant partner. He allows himself to get dominated by a woman, controlled by a woman, influenced by a woman. She basically browbeats him. She basically tells him what to do, how to behave, how to dress, how to spend his money. She puts him in check in front of people in public. She might tell him like to shut up in front of his friends. She loud talks him in front of people in public. She basically verbally emasculates him when he's around his friends or around her friends. She disrespects him and verbally emasculates him because he got her so high up on a pedestal and shit. He treats her like a goddess and she treats him like he's basically her bitch. That's the second common definition of a simp. All these other variations of a simp is bullshit. It's bullshit. And for all you motherfuckers directing that term at me, which a few people have, leave me in a room with your bitch and we'll see who's a simp. Leave me in a room with your bitch. Leave me in a room with your mother if she fine. Leave me in the room with your sister if she fine. Leave me in the room with your daughter if she fine. Leave me in the room with your wife, fiance, or girlfriend if she fine. I will hypnotize that bitch and she will be sucking my fucking dick. Bet money on it. Nigga, you don't want to fuck with this nigga. Leave that bitch in the room with me. I dare you to. Shit, with the skill psychops I get on women, nigga, I will have your bitch sucking my dick. If you want to call me a simp, leave me in the room with your bitch. Leave her in the room with me. It'll be your most regrettable decision ever. This nigga fucks bitches. I fuck them. I seduce them. I get their pussy dripping wet and I fuck them. If that's a simp, put me in the Simp Hall of Fame, nigga. Shit. Real talk there, motherfucker. Drops mic, bitch. I can't help you black pill motherfuckers. Y'all, as they say, y'all go over there. Y'all go over there. Go on Incel Island. Have y'all fun. I'm here to help blue pill guys. That's most of my clients. If you blue pill, a naive, delusional guy who's been misled by ineffective social programming, invalid social programming, I can help you guys. That's what I'm here for, is you blue pill. But if you're firmly entrenched in a black pill mindset, I can't work with you. Now, if you're in the early stages of becoming black pill, I might be able to, reclaim you. But if you've been firmly entrenched in the black pill attitudes and mindsets for, say, over a year. Oh, what I said I was going to talk about that I alluded to earlier. Remember in the video I said I have 3 groups of guys when it comes to my books. I said you got guys who love all my books. On the exact opposite end, you got guys who hate all my books. Haters. Hold on.
Here's your reminder. Telephone consultation. Here's your reminder. Telephone consultation.
Thank you, Alexa, for that reminder.
You are very welcome, Mr. Currie. Mode 1.
Alexa always helps me out. Yeah, so I gotta wrap this up because I got a consultation to take care of. But yeah, I said there's guys who love all my books, guys who hate all my books. And then right in the middle, though, there's some guys who is interesting. They love some of my books, but they either hate other books or not, if not hate, they just don't mention them. Like I told you about this guy who told me he felt like I was becoming purple pill. Yeah, he sung the praises of possibility of sex in the Beta Male Revolution, but he didn't mention Mode 1 or Who Said Again. And there's quite a few guys, mainly a lot of self-proclaimed MGTOW types that are like that. See, a lot of guys have misinterpreted those 2 books as being black pill type books. I tell you one dating coach who does that, I've mentioned this before, Alpha Male Strategies. Alpha Male Strategies, and there's probably 1 or 2 other PUAs and dating coaches who've done the same thing, but I know Alpha Male Strategies, Alpha Male Strategies, to his credit, he's given props to my book, The Possibility of Sex, and he did a whole episode endorsing my book, The Beta Male Revolution, last year. But he's never sung the praises of Mode 1. Matter of fact, he has criticisms of Mode 1, and I've never even heard him mention Who Said Again. I've never heard him say anything good or bad about that, but I've just never heard him mention that book, period. But yeah, he has major philosophical disagreements with Mode 1 because he's more indirect than direct. But yeah, there's a lot of MGTOW types and guys. I've heard from a lot of guys who they'll sing the praises of Possibility of Sex and the Beta Male Revolution, but they either will criticize Mode 1 and who said again, or they simply won't mention those books. But here's the thing you got to realize, and then I'm going to close out. Possibility of Sex is not a book designed to just slam women, which is what a lot of people interpret that book as. The reason I wrote Possibility of Sex, speaking of direct versus indirect, that book was my book. The main motivation I had for writing The Possibility of Sex is to explain the detriments of using indirect verbal game instead of direct verbal game with women. That was the number one reason why I wrote that book, The Possibility of Sex. More than any other single reason is to point out the detriments of using indirect verbal game with women instead of direct. Because when you use indirect verbal game, you always gonna open the door for women who have disingenuous motivations for hooking up with you. More specifically, what I call manipulative time wasters. Manipulative time wasters. That's when you're gonna open up the door for manipulative time wasters, is when you use indirect verbal game. That's what, there's two parts. That's what part one of the book focuses on. The first 4 chapters focus on manipulative time wasters. Then part 2 of the book, which is 5 chapters, chapters 5 through 9, I focus on women that you should never enter into marriage with or a long-term romantic relationship with, because they're going to end up playing your ass. But that book is not designed to just disparage women as much as it is to tell you guys, you got to know how to vet. Most of y'all should be familiar with that term, vet. Y'all got to know how to vet women more properly. Particularly if you're talking about for a marriage or a long-term relationship, you got to know how to vet women, man. See, a lot of you guys are so hung up on just beauty and sex appeal. Beauty and sex appeal. That's what I hear a lot of you guys talking about, is how fine a woman is or how sexy she is. Okay, keep chasing women just based on those 2 characteristics and see, don't you get your ass played. You're going to get your ass played because you want a woman out of your league and shit. And those women out of your league going to play the fuck out of you. Because they know you just want them because of their beauty and sex appeal. And they're going to make you pay for it. Figuratively speaking and literally speaking. They're going to make you pay for it. So don't get it twisted. Possibility of Sex wasn't about slamming women. I do have some harsh criticisms of women's manipulative ways, and I expose a lot of their manipulative head games. But more than anything else, that book is telling you guys, number one, you need to be more mode one with women. You need to use direct verbal game with women. And you need to vet women. If you're looking to be married to a woman or be in a long-term relationship with a woman, you need to vet her more properly and thoroughly. Just like when you hire an employee for a company, if you own your own business, you want to vet your employees, man. You don't want to hire people impulsively. Or when they choose, people for certain political positions, they vet them. They vet them. You got to vet these women, man. Beta Male Revolution. Beta Male Revolution is another book that's not specifically about slamming women and exposing how fucked up women are as human beings. Women are who they are. They got flaws and weaknesses just like you men have flaws and weaknesses. They ain't no better than men, but they not significantly worse than men. They're about the same. Y'all men are fucked up, they fucked up. The main reason I wrote the Beta Male Revolution, as most of you know, is for 2 main reasons. Is to point out the impact of that period between 1960 and 1974, how that period in United States history caused a profound change in the morals, values, and ethics when it comes to dating relationships, and particularly sexual morals, sexual values, sexual ethics. And secondly, how the internet, the advent of the internet and social media has impacted today's dating scene. Because there's so much shared information between men who have traditionally been successful with women and men who have, for lack of a better term, have been losers with women. There's a lot of shared information. Same on the female side. Women are sharing knowledge, wisdom, and insight with other women. Men are sharing knowledge, wisdom, insight, and their past experiences with other men. So a lot of the manipulative head games that typically go on between men and women have now been exposed to the point where I've said before, in the upcoming future, you ain't really going to be able to get away with engaging in manipulative head games with members of the opposite sex because people are going to know your game. Men are going to know pretty much the entire women's playbook of manipulative head games, and women are going to know pretty much the entire men's playbook of manipulative head games. So the only thing that's going to be left is for everybody to be Mo 1, motherfucker. Mo 1. For life. Drops mic.